everybody, welcome back to AGP. Once again, I am actually going to cover some Ark news, something that I don't normally do, but Wildcard dropped a lot of information the other day, and I, like many other people, for the best word that I could describe, was pissed. Absolutely pissed. And I thought about doing this video immediately. And then I thought, sometimes things aren't worded right. Sometimes I jump to conclusions. So I wanted to sit back. I went to Reddit and went to Twitter. I started reading other people's comments, other people's concerns. Some are very understandable. Some are just bitching because they may have to pay for something. I reached out to a couple of people that I know. They clarified a few things for me. And now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk about it with you. So if you didn't hear the news, the Ark roadmap came out right here for everybody to love and enjoy. Welcome to another edition of the Community Crunch. Hey there, survivors. And the very first thing that they're doing is they're showing us the new Sabretooth for Ark 2. Which looks lovely, but again, another still photo. No gameplay and no anything else. And the reason for that is the roadmap. After careful consideration, we have decided to delay the sequel's launch at the end of 2024, when it will still launch exclusively on Xbox, Game Pass, and Windows distribution platforms Steam and PC. We have put much thought into delaying Ark 2 for the better of the final product and the team's well-being. This news may be disappointing to many. We feel it too, but we're confident this heavy decision is the right one. That's right. Ark has been delayed till the end of 2024. And like many of you, it hurt. I've been waiting for this game. I really want to play Ark 2. Ark Survival Evolved has become my favorite game of all time. I purchased it for the PS4 back in April of 2017. Then I started watching other content creators because I was streaming it on my channel. And other content creators found other content creators who were playing it. And I was like, well, how did they do that? How did they do that? And that's when I actually learned for the first time ever what a mod is. And I found out that you can't do that on console. So I jumped ship from the PS4 to the lovely PC, joining the master race, and learned the loveliness of mods. But I've been playing Ark for a really long time. I actually have a personal map on the center that is my breeding facility where I have bred every available creature that is breedable in Ark. I love the game. I love the taming. I love the breeding. I've beaten the game. I even did the microtransactions back when when I was on PlayStation, getting the tech skins because they weren't free back in the day. You had to pay like $1.99 for them, and I bought them. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Ark, and I've been waiting for Ark 2 to come out for quite some time, and it is a little disappointing. What's nice though is that they do go into a little bit of detail about the delay. Their goal is to make Ark 2 the best game it could be and provide a truly exceptional and rewarding experience for the players. The UE5 is an incredibly new technology to us all and all developers, and they aim to use this cutting-edge technology to fulfill the potential while creating a game that with never before achieved scope at Studio Wildcard. Now, I don't know if you guys understand this. There's not a lot of UE5 games out there. So Ark 2 is going to be an amazing achievement. And we'll get into a little bit later because they talk about all the stuff that this thing is supposed to be able to do. And it is exciting. And I think it's going to make the game look gorgeous. And you know as well as I do that there are people like me who just wants to play. I just want to play a fun game. Graphics aren't. Yes, if a game looks beautiful, that's great. But give me a story. Give me it's something that's playable, and most of the time, I'm kind of happy. But with the Unreal Engine 5 out there was no way they were going to develop Ark 2 and not put it in there. So all the work that they've been doing all these years, they're basically going to have to redo it to input this UE5 into the game, which is going to postpone the game. And I realize it sucks. It really sucks because we've already been waiting, what, a year and a half for this game, and now we have to wait another year and a half? So yeah, I get it. I get why people are upset about that. I get why people are saying Ark 2 is never going to happen. They're also telling us Ark 2 is nothing like Ark 1. So some people are a little like, well, why do I want to play that if Ark's the game that I want to play? But for me, if they're going to push it back so they can implement the Unreal Engine 5 to it, I get it. And I'd also rather them give me a fully functional game than a lot of the games that we're getting nowadays where they go, here's our game. Thank you for paying 70, 80 bucks for it. It's not finished yet, but you could tell us all the bugs and we can fix it now that we have your money. I'd rather have a finished game. But like I said, I get it. It sucks. It really does. But they continue to tell you, one of the reasons why they're doing this is supposed to push the boundaries of Ark 2. They also recognize that Ark 2 has some pretty significant design changes from the original game, which may not make it as appealing to everyone. So they're understanding this. But they said that they will keep us updated as they keep moving forward. And again, Ark Survival 2 is going to be bringing players from PC, Xbox, and PlayStation together in a next generation version of this game, topped off with revolutionary cross-platform modding. This also ties into a huge announcement introducing Ark Survival Ascended. Ark Survival Ascended is a next generation remastered of our beloved Ark Survival Evolved. Now keep in mind, this is a remaster. Okay? And we've seen plenty of remasters. How many remasters of Resident Evil games have we gotten, we've bought, we've played? This is supposed to also be harnessing the power of the Unreal Engine 5. Now, I get it. I really do. We were told we were going to get this free. Absolutely free. And you can see right here, it ain't going to be free. And I realize that there's a lot of people up in arms. I was one of them. You said it was going to be free. I want my free stuff. Give me my free stuff. Give it to me. You promised it to me. And then I sat back and I realized, did we get the remake of any of the Resident Evil games for free? No. And even though this is a remastered, in all honesty, it's a remake. They've got to rebuild the Ark that we love and adore so much, basically from the bottom up, to make the UEA, not the UEA, but the UE5 work properly. So yeah, I ain't mad that it's gonna have to be something. I ain't even fully mad that you're gonna have to pay for it, especially for the fact that I'm gonna get it on PC. And with the PC owners, Xbox Series SX and the PC players will be able to get it via an ultimate value bundle known as the Ark Respawn Bundle. This bundle includes the ownership of both Ark Survival Ascended and Ark 2 at a price of $49.99. Now, if you think about this, you were gonna I was expecting to pay 60, 70 bucks for Ark 2. Easy. So to me, paying for this, I'm getting a discount on Ark 2. Plus, I get to check out the new Ark Ascended, and which means I get to see what are kind of like a preview of what Ark 2 is going to look like. So I have no problem with paying for the $50 because, like I said, I've bought how many of the Resident Evil remakes after playing the games? Few little details, a little bit of differences. But I also understand. Here, they're saying. They're just saying. There's no showing. They're just saying. And I, as a gamer, you as a gamer, we want to see, not be told, we want to see. I want to see the gameplay. I want to see the difference. And what else new are you giving to me to rebuy a game I already own? So yes, there are a lot of people who are pissed, straight up pissed that they're going to have to rebuy this game. And none should be more upset than PlayStation 5 users who can get it for $39.99, but you're not getting Ark 2? What is that? That makes no sense to me. Also, if it's only $10 cheaper, are you saying that Ark 2 is only worth $10? I can see why there's a people that are like, okay, this is a little sketchy. And a word that I have come across real quick is a cash grab. This is all a cash grab. Wildcard's broke. They need the money for the funding of Ark 2. Honestly, I don't know if that's true or not. But I don't understand why you can give Ark 2 to these other two platforms if they go ahead and buy this new Ark Ascended, but you can't give it to PlayStation. That's a little confusing to me. And I haven't been able to get that clarified anywhere that I have looked at this point in time. The bundle, like I said, will include Ark Survival Ascended and Ark 2. This bundle will be available to purchase at the end of August of this year for up to 1 year. After that, as of August 2024, you will have to purchase them separate. Also, the bundle is providing players access to an exclusive 1-month closed beta to Ark 2 in 2024 before the rest of the general public can play Ark 2. I think that's cool. And I have no problem, me personally, dropping the $50 for this. I don't. But I do have a problem elsewhere. All the expansion packs will be sold separately. For $20, you can get the Explorer's Pass, which is going to include Scorched Earth, Aberration for Q4 of 2023, and Extinction for Q1 2021. Which also makes no sense to me because down here it says at Ark Survival Ascended's launch will have access to the island and Scorched Earth and the new revamped game mode Survival of the Fittest. So down here you're saying I'm getting Scorched Earth with this, but up here you're saying I have to pay $20 for it, so I can also get it, Aberration, and Extinction. And then of course another $20, so $40 altogether to get the entire game, which I already own. For the Genesis Pass, including the Broken as Shit Genesis Part 1 in Q1 of 2024, and Genesis Part 2 for Q2 of 2024. Here, I agree with every single one of you. I don't feel in any capacity that I should have to pay for this DLC. Not to mention that I've already paid for this DLC. Way more than what this is. Matter of fact, if you were to buy Ark today and buy those DLCs right now to play the Ark that we have right now at our fingertips, you would be paying more. So hey, if you've been looking for Ark, wait for August. Get this, buy the DLCs, you're going to save yourself some money. But those of us that already have all the maps, we've played all the maps. I've beaten the game I don't know how many times. I don't feel that we should have to pay for the DLCs. And I won't. I will not. I will support Wildcard by buying Ark Survival Ascension, mainly because I'm getting Ark 2. I'm basically buying Ark 2 and getting the Ascension, which I'm okay with. But I also see a lot of people being a little nervous about this because it's in a bundle and you're going to be purchasing this year, 2023 in August. If you don't like Ark 2, you're not going to be able to refund these. This is a bundle package. And if you've already played this and put your hours into this, plus you're going to be waiting over a year, no one's going to let you refund this. So I also see some people think of going, no, I don't want to buy this. Yes, I want Ark 2, but if I don't like it, because you literally said down here, where was it? Not down here, up here. We also recognize that Ark 2 has some pretty significant design changes from the original game, which may not make it as appealing to everyone. You've kind of made a lot of people very worried about Ark 2 and owning Ark 2. So they're not going to jump on the bandwagon to grab Ark Survival Ascended to get Ark 2 with a comment like that. They're just not. And again, this is bullshit. You should not be charging people for the DLCs. Daggone well, there's a way for you to go find out who has the DLCs and who doesn't so they don't have to pay for it. Because they've already got it downloaded on their consoles, on their PCs. This makes it feel like a cash grab to me. I'm not saying it is, but ouch. Because now you want me to pay $50, $60, $70, $80, $90 for a game I've already played that you have showed me no content for. You're just telling me. You're telling me, oh, it's going to be great. But you've shown me none of it. And you want me to drop the $90. And what are you going to do to those DLC maps to make it worth my while to go play them? You got to show a little bit more. So this is why people are upset. And I totally get it. But wait, there's got to be more. Now, they do explain that when this launches in August, we're going to have the Island Scorched Earth and a new revamped game mode, Survival of the Fittest. Cool. I don't play Survival of the Fittest. I'm kind of weird. I liked the original Survival of the Fittest better than this one. I'm not a fan of this one. This one's slowly turning into me, in my opinion, Fortnite on dinosaurs. I'm not a fan of Fortnite. I used to play Fortnite, but I've become, through the times, I'm not a fan of it anymore. Now, what is the Unreal Engine 5 going to be able to do with Ark? What are some of the differences, the stuff that they really need to show us that I kind of have an understanding, so I know that it's going to be gorgeous. So here's some of the stuff that's coming about. The Unreal Engine 5 overhaul with Nanite Lumen, which we all know that's going to be lighting, which is going to be really cool, especially when like the sun's going down and the sun's coming up. And RTXD, I have no idea what that is. Dynamic water has me excited. I would like to see with this dynamic water that there's going to be tides, the water rising, the water lowering, you having to pay attention if you want to build on the beach areas, how high will the water go? If you're building on an island, will you have to put up dividers and stuff to stop the water from being able to get into your compound? These are things that I'm interested in. I also want to see if I'm out in the ocean trying to do taming or something, and I come up to get some air, will a wave come and crash over my head and flip me over, and do I get lost? I think that's going to be kind of cool. Interactive foliage, again, it can be kind of cool. Maybe you could see when like a Rex is around, the top of the tree shaking, you can see the leaves move. Or when you're running for something, or when you jump into a bush, the leaves come out of them. As you're foraging, stuff like that. I think that could be kind of cool, or how you're running through the forest. The UE5 performance gains, instant rendering. We've all had this issue with our bases. We go out of render distance. It takes forever. Sometimes it's crashed to people's computers or their systems because they built this massive base and it takes forever to render in. Threading over server networking and native physics engines. But this right here, that's amazing because I like building these massive compounds. And even though we have all these really cool, like Dino Storage is one of the mods that I use, Dino Storage 2. We have these mods to be able to keep our creatures. There's still something about being able to make barns and stables and letting my creatures be there for people to see, but like, oh, you got that. Oh, look at that level. Look at those colors. Those are really cool looking. I love that. I love being able to show off my animals. I don't like keeping them all in their little Pokeballs all day long. I like to show them off. And I think this is going to help with being able to do that. Now, here's the big kicker when it comes to what they're redoing. The cross-platform multiplayer. This is going to include a cross-platform accounts and cross-progression, cross-voice chat and friends. No matter what platform you start playing on, you can access your account, your character, your dinos, and items on different platforms for the ultimate cross-platform experience. This is huge because once you make your character, your identity, your character is going to be able to go to the PlayStation 5, to the Xbox, back to the PC. And I also have a feeling that this is going to be a helpful way, because I think later they talk a little bit about how this is also going to bring in some new anti-cheats. This is a great way to keep track of people so they're not cheating. Because one of the things that we've always heard on official servers is the cheaters. The cheaters, the cheaters, the cheaters, the cheaters, the cheaters, which we hear that in so many games, but this may be able to help with the cheating. Along with that, we have the cross-platform modding. Holy splendiferousness. Modding PlayStation. Let's say this again. Modding PlayStation. Never thought I'd see that day. Ever. 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 Because you know how PlayStation is. PlayStation is picky. But we're getting cross modding on platforms. This is huge. Huge news. Exciting news. Amazing news. I'm so happy. I remember when I was on console and I get to see all these really cool people like Axeman and CJ the Cheese DJ and Syntac, and they were doing all these really cool things. And I was like, oh, how did you do that? How did you turn that into a half ball? Modding. Money. And to be able to have that on console. Mwah. Now, I mentioned the word mods. I've heard it. You said mods, but did you read? We're going to have to pay for it. We're going to have to pay for them. We're going to have to pay for them. That's not necessarily true. I realize that this is worded really badly, but I talked to a few people that I know, and they sent me over to this guy named Ross Clark, who I've never heard of before. And they said, you might want to check out this section here where he talks about this. Because I don't like watching other people's videos, because I want you to know what I'm thinking, what's in my head, and I don't want anybody else's opinion influencing mine. But there's this thing where here it says premium mods, reviewed by Overwolf and Wildcard for quality control and value. Mod authors will optionally be able to specify price points for their mods, with a 50% of the price point going to the mod offer. This is necessary to pay for the custom infrastructure required by Overwolf to support, administrate, and deliver mods to consoles. I was told by watching this itty bitty little section of this guy named Ross Clark's video that Wildcard reached out to him and told him, we're not saying you're going to have to pay for the mods. According to Ross Clark, which I will put a link to his channel in the description, into his video, and you can see what he has to say about any of this. It's actually the modders will have the option to choose whether or not they want their mods to be paid for or not. So they're giving the power to the modders, and I think that's kind of cool. There are some really great modders out there, and I'm willing to give my money to some of them, especially because they work really, really hard on their mods. Eco, it being one of my top favorite modders out there, I'm willing to give them money towards their mods if they choose that some of their mods need to be paid for. Or I think the guy's name is Nekatis, one of the creators of the Fjordor map, which, let's all face it, Fjordor has become almost everybody's favorite new, non-canon map to play on. It's my personal favorite, my absolute personal favorite one. So I'm really excited that people like Nekatis or Eco can make the choice. They can make the choice. And like I said, I got this from this guy named Ross Clark, and I'm not gonna lie. I watched one of his videos, something called like the Dingle Cup with him and this guy named Vino, and it was so funny. I instantly subscribed to that guy's channel, so he has no idea who I am, but you should go check him out. He's got some really cool content, and I think I'm going to start watching his videos. Not his art news videos, because I don't really care about art news normally unless it's something like this. But I'm definitely going to finish the Dingle Cup because that looks funny as hell. Continuing with the roadmap, they plan on streamlining the process of upgrading legacy Ark Survival Evolved mods to the next generation platform. They plan to reach out to former sponsor mods in preparation for the launch of Ascended with the tools they need to get their mods ready before launch. This reads to me that we're going to keep the mods that we have, but they're reaching out to the modders to go, hey guys, you're going to need to update your mods so they fit into the new UE5 graphics. And here's something that's really huge, like I said, the cross-platform anti-cheat. This is going to be huge, and this is going to be great. Because stopping cheaters, which is something that really pisses people off, I think this is really going to be helpful. There is some information here about Ark Survival of the Fittest. It's going to be integrated to the main product as a fully supported game mode. It will have a dedicated team all on its own that will continue to work on it. It's getting the UE5. It's getting a Scorched Earth map. There's going to be a matchmaking queue, character and creature customization with cosmetics, and a lobby where you can group with your friends, configure the look of your survivor dinos to queue up for lobbies together, along with bug fixes and balances. I'm going to be honest. I ain't even going to lie. All of that right there sounds like Fortnite. That's just my personal opinion. And if you like Survival of the Fittest, I am so happy for you. I tried it. I didn't like it. I went, oh, it's Fortnite on dinos. Some of the other things that we're getting because with this new Ark Survival Ascended is we're getting an updated mini-map, new structures, display cases, smaller tech teleporters, and a building quality of life improvements, snap fixes, increased foundation support, foundation height adjustments, and more. Building! Say it with me now. What is with the Ark's building? We've all had these problems. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, especially for the console players because they don't have any mods that have been able to help them with any of the building. I tried building in vanilla in blah. You can't build in vanilla. That's preposterous. So, this is phenomenal. I'm happy for this. I really am. Yay! There also is going to be a queuing system, and I think this is going to be for their official servers. That's going to be with Ark Ascended. New third-person camera with the option to opt out. I won't be opting out. I play everything in third person if I can. Directional sprinting and walking, a new ping system, gamepad cursor, chibi slot and skin tabs, other balances such as the cave entrances, mechs, aberration creatures, and more breedable creatures. Oh, yay! Because I'm out of breedable creatures. And this dang well, hold on. Listen to me. It better be the Griffin. Give me breedable griffins so I don't have to use a mod anymore. I need it. Give. Now, what's going to happen to the Ark that we have now? The final content update will be this June for the 8th anniversary of Ark. They'll release an Ark Survival Evolved's final content update, which is actually going to include the fan-voted Rhino Gathna. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm not good with names. It's a rhino. But it's not a rhino because it's a bug. Cross-platform. This is not going to be compatible. Ark Survival Evolved and Ark Survival Ascended are not compatible. So you're not going to be able to port the world that you have now to ASA. They will be bringing back holiday events to ASA. Now, this is the one that a lot of people are upset about. With the launch of ASA at the end of August, we will be taking down all official servers on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC for Ark Survival Evolved. Guys, I know that hurts. I really know how much that hurts. You guys have there are people out there that have put so much time and so much effort into building these massive bases and I couldn't even imagine if I was on an official server and I lost my base and my dinos. Every breedable dino in Ark Survival Evolved I have bred and I have mutated. I have worked years on this. My grace is that I did it in a single player. But there are people that have built worlds in these arcs. Hours upon hours. And they feel betrayed. They feel hurt. Some of them have already jumped ship and started deleting everything. And I know this is going to be easy for me to say because I host non-dedicated servers and I play on single player. This decision doesn't affect me at all. I could continue with my videos. I could continue in my private world. I could continue teaching my mom how to play this game. It doesn't affect me at all. So yeah, I get it. It's so easy for me to say because it doesn't affect me. But I do understand. It's got to be kind of soul crushing, especially the first time that you read it. Once that happens, though, they have taken a way to try to help. At that time, the final save data from the Ark Survival Evolved official servers will be uploaded for you guys who are on here to either A, download it and be able to put it on your own server, which, again, I get servers cost money. You may not be able to do that. But if you can't afford a server, it will also let you rehost on your own server, or I already said your own server, or play in single player non-dedicated, as well as slightly earlier snapshots. You will still be able to play on single player, non-dedicated, player dedicated, and unofficial servers. Now, for those of you on PC, if you can't afford a server, this is great because you still have a place that you could build your world. It may not, it's not fully going to be the same because the world pauses when you're not there, unless you get your own server. If you get your own server, you're going to be able to continue playing the way that you have. If you go with non-dedicated, the game, one, no one can enter it without you being there. You have to be there at all times if somebody wants in. And two, the game will pause. So this isn't like, okay, I set these guys up for breeding. I'm going to close down Ark. The server's going to keep running and they're going to produce what they want to. No, it stops. You have to leave the game up and running while you run off and go do your thing. The game stops. Now, I remember when I first got on console, we didn't have a server. And there was the tether issue. And tethering got very annoying very quick because everybody was pulling you in two different directions and all you wanted to do was play the game. It was very frustrating because I was the person getting tethered around. I don't know if that's still a thing on the consoles. Like I said, I'll never I'll never play Ark on console again because I really enjoy playing it on PC because of the mods. Even if they are bringing mods, I have no intention on buying a PS5. I have a PC. But I do see the concern if that tether is still an issue when it comes to the two consoles. I do see that being an issue because you're going to have to buy the server. And if you're someone like me who works 9-to-5 job, pays their bills, doesn't have a lot of money left over, you're living from paycheck to paycheck, buying a server is kind of out of the question. So, yeah. I see this affecting a lot of the Xbox and PlayStation users. I'm not saying that it's not going to affect the PC people, but I think it's going to affect the console people just a little bit more. Because if you're playing multiplayer and they still have that tether issue, non-dedicated ain't going to work. You're going to have to buy a server. Feature sunset with the launch of Ark Survival Ascended. Will be ending official support for Primitive Plus. Does anybody use that anymore? Split screen. Does anybody use that anymore? And procedurally generate a map. I don't think I've ever used any of that. I don't know anybody who's ever used any of that. But they are looking into releasing the source files for the Primitive Plus for those that wish to repurpose aspects of it for mods. That's kind of cool. The remaster will have regular updates to resolve bugs, introduce new content, balance changes, and quality of life improves for years to come. This is what I need to see. I need this. I need to see this. And then, of course, Ark Survival, the one that we love and do now, will be limited to crashes and critical bug fixes only. And the last bit of news, and I'm willing to pay for this. We plan to release a new story expansion pack for Ark Survival Ascended that will be available in Q4, quarter 4, 2023. This DLC will feature 4 new creatures that they plan to share more details about later this year. And I'm interested in this because, but the ship and the ending and the done and the stuff and we beat, and is this, where does this fit in? Is this bridging Arch into Ark 2, which is supposed to be different than Ark 1? So are they a continual story? Is this something that happened in the future? Is this something that connects to the animated series? What is it? And I'm willing to pay. I'll pay the $20 for this. Which I like how they don't tell you how much this is going to be, but they tell you how much the DLCs, other DLCs. I'll pay $20 for this DLC. Matter of fact, in all honesty, I guarantee you, Wildcard, if you tell people if they own the DLCs and they don't have to pay for Extinction and Genesis 1 and 2 and Aberration, take that away. Tell them if instead give us the Ark Ascended with the Ark 2 and tell us that's going to be $20 for the new DLC, people are more likely to buy it, in my opinion, than you constantly throwing out all these different prices. And then the new DLC, you don't even send us a price for it. I mean, you can even go buy Ark Ascended today so you don't miss out on the new DLC that'll be coming later this year. Right there, you've got people's attention. It's a better marketing strategy. That's just my opinion, though. What do I know? And I also understand one thing. Because a lot of people's like, well, what about PS4? PS4 is an old gen console. Ark isn't the Ark that we love and adore that's been out for 8 years. It's the last generation, guys. Why is Ark getting a remaster remake? Because they need something for the next gen, especially with Ark 2 not being able to come out. This transition, I'm not going to say is going to be easy for everybody. There's other things that have been buzzing in my ear of concerns that I'm not going to address here because I don't have enough information on it. So I don't want to put out false information out there. But unfortunately, this is the progression. I feel bad for those that are on official. And I understand. I understand why you're really, really hurt. And I understand why the biggest thing about this is making us repay for the DLC. No. I think Ascended will be beautiful. I think the cross-platforming and the cross-modding is brilliant. The new anti-cheat is going to be brilliant. There are some really good things that could come out of this. But I'm with everybody else. You need to take back making us pay for the DLC wildcard. I promise you. You will have a lot more people willing to pay the $50 for Ark Ascended and Ark 2 and pay for the new DLC if you give us the DLC we've already paid for and that we've already played. I don't see a lot of people paying for that DLC. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Oh, and I did forget to mention, I'm sorry, I skipped over this. My bad. The base game that we're paying the $50 for will include the island, survival of the fittest, and all the non-canon DLC maps, which will be added to Ascended over time. So we are going to have Crystal Isles, the center. I'll be honest, the center is probably going to look dank. I wonder if Crystal Isles will really sparkle like a crystal. Dude, the water dynamics of Crystal Isles would look sweet as shit. I actually want to see Crystal Isles in the UE5. I'll admit that. And I've seen a lot of people go, "Ooh, the center. The center's okay. The center's my breeding ground because I live on the one island over by the blue obelisk, and it has the horseshoe, and I have the water cut off, so all my water teams are in here. And then I built around, so I have like this semicircle little village. That's my personal role. Oh, my nose. Anyway, guys. But I do agree. Don't charge for that DLC wildcard. People are not going to be happy. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think it's okay? Are you going to buy Ascended? Are you going to buy all the DLCs? Is this an absolute no for you? Are you one of the people that's going to be affected by the official servers? Is there anything good that you could see coming of this? Or are you just really pissed off? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, just thanks guys so much for watching. And I'll see you in the Ark, survivors. Bye.